All right, let's get ready for another deep dive.
Okay.
This time we're gonna look at something that you probably you don't think about too much,
Sounds intriguing.
but you rely on it every time you drive, especially at night
Oh,
or in bad weather.
okay.
We're talking about road reflectors.
Okay, yeah, those little
Guys.
the little reflective things.
Exactly, yeah, the ones that just light up when your headlights hit them.
Yeah.
So we've got some excerpts here from a case study by Bullows.
Uh-huh.
Now, Bullows, they're a company that specializes in spray painting equipment.
Interesting.
And they worked with a company to help them revamp their whole process for coating these reflectors.
Oh.
And the results are pretty wild. I'm excited to dig into this.
I am too. I do love a good case study.
Yeah. And it's amazing how much like engineering and thought goes into something so simple, right?
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely.
We just take it for granted.
And you know what's so interesting to me is the protective coating. It's not just about making them, shiny and pretty.
Right.
It's about keeping them effective for years,
Yeah, because they take a beating.
They do. I mean, think about it. Sun, rain, snow, cars constantly driving over them.
Yeah, you think they'd wear out in like a week.
You would think so, but that's where this protective coating is really important.
Yeah, and I was reading that a lot of these reflectors are made out of ABS plastic.
Yeah.
You're not going to quiz me on what ABS stands for, are you?
No, not at all. It stands for acrylonitrile betadine styrene.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a durable plastic.
Oh yeah, it's used for all sorts of things,
Yeah.
but even ABS plastic needs some help
Right.
withstanding, the constant bombardment of UV rays and just the heat and the moisture and everything.
Yeah, it makes sense.
On the roads. That's where this coating comes in.
So what were they doing before that wasn't working?
Well, they were using, a pretty traditional method, manual spraying
Oh, okay.
with a gravity-fed gun. So basically someone just standing there
Oh, wow.
spraying each reflector by hand.
Sounds pretty time-consuming.
It was, and, not very precise.
Yeah, I can imagine. Especially like on the sides and stuff.
Yeah. Think about it,
Yeah.
You're trying to hit those tiny edges
Yeah.
with a spray gun.
Then like get behind them and all that stuff.
It's a recipe for inconsistency.
Yeah. So I imagine you've got mist spots, uneven application, all that.
Yeah, leading to huge variations in what they call DFT, or dry film thickness,
Okay.
which is basically a measure of how thick the coating is once it dries.
Makes sense.
Too thin, you don't get enough protection. Too thick, and you get drips and uneven surfaces, and you're wasting material.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like, you got to find the Goldilocks DFT.
Yeah. Not too hot, not too cold.
Exactly.
Right in the middle.
And this company was struggling to get it just right.
I see.
And that inconsistency leads to another problem too, which is high rejection rates.
Oh, yeah, because if it's not...
I mean, the reflectors that don't meet the quality standards, they gotta be tossed out.
Right.
So you're wasting time, you're wasting materials.
Yeah.
It's costing the company money.
Yeah, and then not to mention the actual slowness of the process.
Right.
You're relying on a person to do all of that.
Yeah, it's all manual labor.
So the output's got to be pretty low.
It was very low. It was really impacting their revenue.
So they were in a real bind.
Yeah. Inconsistent coating, high rejection rates, slow production. They needed a better way.
Yeah.
And that's where things get interesting.
Okay.
They turned to Bullows for help, and Bullows came up with a solution that addressed all these problems.
So what was it? What was the answer to all their coating woes?
Well, Bullows introduced them to the BA-100 automatic spray gun. And this is not just a fancy spray gun. This is a game changer.
Right. So how does this BA-100 solve all those issues? Do they have to completely overhaul their process?
Pretty much, yeah. So first off, the BA-100 uses precision spray technology.
Okay.
Think of it as laser-focused coating application.
Oh, wow.
So it ensures a consistent, fine spray pattern.
Uh-huh.
You get that perfect DFT every time.
Oh, nice.
No more uneven coverage.
Right.
No more missed spots.
Yeah. So they tackle problem number one right away.
Yeah.
The inconsistent DFT.
Exactly.
What about the slow production? Surely one robot arm can't outpace a whole team of people, right?
Well, that's where the automatic part comes in. The BA-100, it's designed for automation. So it can be integrated into a production line and just work continuously.
Oh.
No breaks.
Right.
It's like having a team of expert sprayers just working around the clock, but without the human limitations.
Okay, yeah. And I bet you get way less reflectors getting rejected too, though.
Oh, yeah. Way less.
Because there's less human error.
Exactly. The consistency of the BA-100, it means rejection rates just plummet.
I bet.
And remember all that wasted coating from overspray?
Yeah.
That's minimized too.
Oh, good.
The BA-100 has what they call high transfer efficiency.
Okay.
So more of the coating actually ends up on the reflector where it's supposed to be.
So they're saving money on materials, saving time on production. They're getting a better quality product.
Man, they really hit the jackpot with this BA-100.
They did. They really did.
But what's really fascinating to me is how this case study really illustrates a much bigger trend that's happening.
You're talking about like automation in manufacturing, right?
Exactly. This case study is just a tiny little example of what's happening across so many industries.
Yeah.
Companies are turning to automation to boost efficiency, reduce costs, improve quality.
Makes sense.
And address labor shortages.
Yeah.
It's a trend that's just going to accelerate.
Yeah.
And that brings us back to the BA-100.
Right.
It's a perfect example of that, like how one innovation in one area can unlock this whole chain of advancements in other areas.
Exactly. And it's amazing that this whole conversation started with something as simple as a road reflector, but look where it's taken us. We've talked about precision engineering,
automation, material science, the changing nature of work.
Yeah.
It's really quite remarkable.
Yeah, it really is. Well, I think that's going to do it for this deep dive.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for coming along with us on this journey.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
We hope you learned something new.
Yeah. And maybe you'll look at those little road reflectors a little differently from now on.
In a whole new light.
Yeah. All right. Until next time.
See you later.
Keep exploring. Keep asking questions.
Yeah.
And keep those minds open.